figure out how to contain it, and we're gonna predict how it's gonna spread. Like it's you're dealing with numbers and predictions and probabilities. So for me, what helped me get on the game is you have to be ahead. I can't be ahead by watching the rapper, because the rapper is way behind.
Right.
So I talk to the executives and I see where this is going. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. I talk to the executives now, and a few of them are telling me, hey, listen, we don't want to, like, this music stuff ain't selling no more.
Right.
And the reason why I made that post was, I don't believe that music doesn't sell. Like, there's labels now that's going after streamers, or they're trying to convert streamers to rappers.
Right.
Because they're like, we need the attention. And it's always kind of been like that. Remember when they signed Bad Baby?
Right.
But now they're like, we got to bring it to streamers. But the confidence in just selling music is low. And that's why I made the post, because there are rappers whose music does cut through the bullshit. It's just not the rappers who's making a song for the club that goes, it pops off real quick, and after a month it's stale.
Yeah.
After a couple TikTok dances, it's stale. There's a few people of music, and I do believe Moultrie's one of them, of course.
Right.
I think you'll be dominating this era. Absolutely. Like, this is an era where I think people, their time is being dragged in so many places because we're overstimulated.
Right.
That you want something that got some soul to it, something that could make you feel or embody what you're feeling at a time, pain.
Right.
Sometimes it's heartbreak, sometimes it's joy.
Right.
There's not that many artists doing it. And you might disagree with the artists I named, and obviously I couldn't name everybody, but I made a tweet to kind of send the point home. A lot of you guys ain't rapping about nothing. That's why it's not selling.
Right, right.
You get me?
Right.
And for the ones that are, it might be a slow build. It might be a slow build, but it's going to be a slow build that's way more lucrative.
So you think Pain is outselling drill?
No, of course. Drill's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, because here's the thing.
Why post it all the time?
Well, you got to realize, in every culture, there's always going to be there was D4L back in the day. It's not pop or crack rap,
right,
you know?
Right.
There's always like things that kind of rise to the top and then it kind of goes away. Drill is not meant to be a 20-year career. First of all, you have street obstacles, death, jail, just other things that are going to just be setbacks. But then when you think about the music, when you try to avoid the setbacks, it hurts the music. It's like you're in a catch-22. Okay, I hate to say this. I was telling somebody, I was like, man, I'm listening to this guy who I just got up on him not too long ago, Q50 out of Chicago. I'm like, man, his music sounds better because I know he like that. And it's sad. And I know people might criticize me for saying that, but that's the reality. Fans seem attracted to things they actually are believing. It's like, that's why rappers roll with 100
So you
people.
basically crashing the rappers out?
No.
Not you, but executives are now.
Well, again, we're back to the blame game. Because here's the thing, rappers are gonna know what's working. You see that kid?
Yeah.
He went viral for someone supposedly having an attempt at his life. He dropped a song, got his best views.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna come back and make a song that's not gonna have that energy, that sentiment, still dissing people, or you think he's gonna say, you know what? Now that I got more eyeballs on me, let me show them that I really want to talk about my girl. I love her.
Yeah.
It's gonna do that. So you can't just say the executives, because I might say some of the rappers are ignorant to the overall picture, but they know what the people want.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And by the way, the same guy I'm talking about, he was on live, he said the same thing.
What?
He said, stop sending me these weak ass beats. I want some shit that I could drill something to. This is after he allegedly, you know, which it was a fake story, but he knows what the people want, so you're kind of caught in a catch-22.
Have you ever cared to tell a rapper the direction you going can lead to your demise?
All the time. I tell them all the time.
Have you ever felt sorry after you heard something happen to a rapper?
All the time. All the time. Let me tell you this, I used to do these news stories, and I was like I kind of blew up because I did it really quickly. And I used to I used to cry after I would do these videos about people dying. Especially because I was at a point when I was starting getting close to rappers. I think I cried the whole day. I got on stream that night. I couldn't even control myself then. I mean, my man YB. Shit, I've been trying to be a voice of reason in his ear. Every time, even when he gets incarcerated, hopefully, knock on wood, never again. But those conversations is, I'm trying to pick these guys up But it's not that I'm encouraging it. Like even, by the way, and like even with certain situations, say the top 5 guy, I care about him. And I'm trying to give him the game to it to say, hey, listen, this is how most things goes. I get it, we're in entertainment. You do something, you capture the eyeballs.
Why you post his ops?
Well, here's the thing. I've been telling him, let's stop doing that now. I've literally told him.
But
hey,
you
listen,
post his ops.
Well, here's the thing. You got to do both. You can't, for example.
If you care about somebody, you can't do both. You pick the side if you care. If your heart feel like, if you drop a tear or you care, you pick the side.
Hey.
Your feelings involved.
No, that's not true. Let me tell you, it creates a bigger problem when you only give light to one side. By the way, that's a regret of mine when it came to Chicago. Like a lot of the guys who were GDs, because they weren't as entertaining or they didn't have big enough songs, that's why I created a One Shot Rap, because people said, if you posted Chief Keef saying this, the nigga who he's talking about, yeah, he's not that big of a rapper, but he responded. And he's going crazy. And I was like, no, let's focus on the rappers. We care about successful music. And you know what they said?
What?
Yeah, but if you posting him and you not posting the other guys, or you playing favorites, also you holding them back. Because this guy's only lit because he's dissing them. So then you kind of become the person trying to be neutral. Okay, I got to post your stuff. Now I got to post your stuff. Now again, obviously, when these are people that I know and have a relationship with, man, I'm usually trying to tell them, I'm like, yo, listen, there's been a couple of rappers I said, listen, I'm not posting any of this no more. Because...
A couple.
Yeah, well, I know them. Yeah, some of these other guys I don't know.
Right,
so it's like, but if me and you are on the phone and I feel like I got some influence and I'm now trying to curb it, when you call me up and say, yo, check my page real quick, yo, I just did this. Them niggas, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna, because I know you and I've probably been trying to, behind the scenes, to say, yo, listen, man, you just got a new deal. Like, I'm trying to talk him out of like, yo, this stuff is old.
Yeah.
At some point, the last leverage I got is, all right, I'm not gonna post when y'all do that. Nah, send me another song, I'll do it. But it becomes really tricky. When you do post one, you kind of got to post the other.
Right.
Unless you're going to be seen as biased. Like, for example, obviously I don't have that relationship, and I wouldn't even, not on that level, to talk to, like, say, like a young boy and Dirk. But with their situations, if I posted, and Dirk even said it to me, he said, yo, Zach, I know you. It's like, I know you post stuff that might be against me, but I know you're going to post stuff when I'm going against somebody else too. And
how would you feel if that situation leads to somebody like in this place?
That wouldn't be good for anybody. But this is why I always say, like, at a certain point, men gotta make decisions. And I definitely don't believe it's because of, it's an underlying issue. Not he's posting. Because again, these guys are building their careers off of the controversy. They're fueling this war from the money that they're getting by making songs like that. Because I don't think, I've never, like, I know, not like personally, but I know some niggas who street niggas in neighborhoods or whatever. When they upset, they don't go to the studio. Yeah. They go somewhere else.
Right.
So I know these guys are also monetizing it. And obviously the monetization goes everywhere. There's the labels. I have content to post. But at the end of it, the only two people who can stop it. They say, two mountains may never meet, but two men will.
Right.
The only two people can stop it is those people that have issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, I think whatever entities, like, shoot, I talk to label owners who have two artists signed that's beefing.
Yeah.
And they gotta play a little bit of mediator, but they can't say, all right, I'm dropping you if you don't stop this. You're not their father.
Right.
Like, again, we're all men.
Yeah.
So obviously, this is the most somber feeling to either show up to somebody's gravesite or show up to a funeral, or shouldn't even hear about somebody dying. But sometimes we overblow it, and I always see this happen with jail more so. They'll blame a platform to say he went to jail.
Right.
I think that's the wrong way to think. That person's making decisions, because if don't give me the blame for when the bad happens, and then you don't say, well, you also made this person a millionaire. You also got them to get their parents out of
the hood.
situations.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of this shit come with trade-offs. When you can't be, I always say you can't be a famous criminal. Like, if you're a rapper, you got 10 SUVs, you're going from place to place, the cops is gonna follow you.
Right.
So maybe when you were low and nobody would know that you're doing some stuff, they're gonna know now.
Yeah.
But the lifestyle's funded by the fame. So it's a give and take, but it definitely is. It's a sad situation when you think about how many rappers, ultimately ended up here.
And over Clout. I mean, I believe that, people are, killing. I seen people who was really not killers just for the numbers to go up. Have you ever seen somebody who you just posted got arrested for murder? And his whole mentality changed because he's scared deep inside. But, he fell in love with the clout. Sometimes the devil will give you the tools to destroy yourself. And I don't know if you into religion or not like that, but, I was just like you. I went to college, I didn't graduate. I never owned a laptop in my life. But God gave me ability with this music situation. You know what I'm saying? And, the only thing I always had a problem with, sometimes people overlook talent. Now, I see you post to other people from Dallas, Texas, and I'm like, he ain't nowhere near more talent or entertaining than Mo3. But after he passed, any other situation, you posted.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's almost the Biggie lyrics. Nobody until somebody kills you. And the reality is, I think a lot of people didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And, I got that was the time I had a crash course on his music. And I realized how much I liked it. I wasn't listening to him.
So after he passed, you listened to it?
No, yeah. So that's the point. So I know you might be looking at it to be like, man, after he passed, but again, this is where I keep saying the entertainment factor.
Right.
The idea of just good music, maybe if you wait an exorbitant amount of time, it breaks through. And I do think it always lasts.
Right.
But it takes a while to break through. But because most stuff, this is still, it should be just called, it's rap and entertainment. He says the music business, everything else should be just rap and entertainment. Because niggas don't care what I always tell people, there's this idea that people have fell off with skills. That's why people stop listening. Mm-hmm. So no, people's attention span is short. I'll use Meek Mill as an example. Meek Mill still raps just about good now as he rapped in 2014. What changed? Well, people start figuring out certain things and their interest doesn't change. They're not interested in, if a rapper is highly anticipated, he could drop a whack song and because of people's interest, they will say it's hot. People don't really know how much they're being controlled even by the music industry in terms of, they're not making choices on what's hot and what's not. A lot of times
it's people you influence. You made people think Meek Mill's whack.
Hold on. But here's the thing. It's crowd. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's a big FOMO game going on.
Right.
Even the media, when you say, well, why post this? Well, everybody's looking for engagement. Everybody, if I start posting all the lyrical backpack guys that I'm like, oh, he's
you might change somebody's life.
Might change one or two, but the platform, they're gonna be like, oh, academics, he on that woke shit now. I'm good. I'm over to say cheese for real. Oh, now I'm over there. Again, the idea is that you gotta find a balance. Because, and I tell every rapper this, fame is fleeting. Every time when I see a rapper say, oh, they're gonna take 2 years off, it's fleeting.
Right.
It doesn't stay like this. It just you always gotta re-up and renew. Right. And I'm influential. Right. My platform's influential. Right. But if you think I'm that powerful that if I say to people, I'm not gonna give you what you wanna see. I'm gonna impose what I think you need. Maybe for a couple months, they'd be like, all right, kind of getting into this. Some of them are gonna be like, all right, I'll come back. And then some of them is gonna be like, man, I'm out of here. Platform won't be the same. That's really what it is. A lot of times people don't realize we're all in entertainment no matter what. We're all, in the circus of the people. It's the circus of the people saying, we want this. There's a time that gangsterism was accepted where you sounded good on the record, that we believed you. Right. I think that's why rappers like Meek Mill kind of died out a bit. Drill killed that, not me. Because when he was saying 4 a.m. on the north side of Philly, riding around like these niggas trying to get me, like, that's a vivid picture. I like that.
But when you put the picture in O-Block.
No, but then when you
Chicago.
see these YNs with a switch really riding around, I seen K Flock, and I remember I didn't want to do Brooklyn drill because I said, I know how this ends.
Right.
There ain't gonna be no parents that take accountability for their underage kids doing stuff. Yeah. It's gonna come where everybody gets indicted and a bunch of people die, and they're gonna say, man, if ACT didn't cause this. They didn't like it at first because these are young kids saying, well, you're blackballing us then. You're not gonna give us a platform? And I'm like, I'm trying to not get blamed. But when I used to secretly watch it. I just want to post it. I watched K Flock. He's sitting on like his porch. And he's beefing someone on Instagram Live. And he got a gun in his waist and he's running after people. I've never seen something like that.
Right.
That made me realize when he raps, you gotta take him serious. This is a whole nother level. The visualization have made not only what we call drill, like a rapper could say it, but if you don't feel it's real, it's like, you're just making up fiction.
Right.
So this is why it inevitably gets you to crash out. Right? Like these days, it's at the worst part it's ever been. That's why I'm glad I'm not all the way, like, fully in the middle of it like I used to be, because now, like, for example, even the Chicago stuff, they're like, this guy got 6 hats. That's why we like his music. Oh, he put 9 hats in his video. This symbolic imagery is, I'm a mass murderer.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that old school way of, no, I'm just banging, throwing up my set is like, yeah, that's cool, but who did you kill? And unfortunately, I keep saying, it's what the people are, it's the bloodthirstiness from the people that to some sense you could curb, right? You could curb it some ways, but you can't just be like, I'm gonna give you, they're coming to you for what they want, not what you feel you're gonna give them. We're coming to you to let us know. I'm serious.
Yeah, right.
And it's the same thing with rappers.
Yeah.
Get any rapper and have them switch genres real quick. Let them try for 2 albums. Maybe for 1 album, but all right, man, we'll get back to that stuff.
Do you got more powers than rappers?
It depends on what you consider power.
If you walk in a mall right now, and let's just say somebody like Boston Richie walk in a mall, who take more pictures?
I think so.
Over you?
Yeah. You got to realize, it's part of the rapper's job, but I don't consider that power. That's fame.
Right.
They watch the music video with this guy. They got to market a look. They know about his girlfriend. They know everything about the guy.
Well, if you drop a video today, and Boston Richie drop a video,
I'll give you what I think power is.
What?
If me and him both walk into the mall and say we both had seen a young Mo 3,
right?
I think if Mo 3 got introduced to both of us, I'm the person who could change his life.
Right.
That's power.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, the way I got to the place, because when I was coming up, I was thinking about, I do want to be a media person. I looked up to Charlemagne, a Star, and all those people. But also, I realized I took the Jay-Z approach. I was like, I'm not in the system of being an intern. It's going to take me 1,000,000 years to get there. Also, I have a math degree. Like, it's not going to work. I don't have no communications degree or whatever. And I said, I got to build a platform that I'm going to be the biggest one on. So it's like Jay-Z saying, anybody want to sign me? So I build my own label.
Are you blackball?
I don't think so.
Who truck is that? 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
10 more minutes. Yeah. Are you black? You said you're not blackball?
Not. The idea of being blackball is there's places or people that you would like to access that you can't reach. I don't think that's true for me, even though would I like people to like me more? Yeah. But that don't mean you're blackball.
But do you think people really hate you?
Yeah.
On the internet or in person?
Both. Well, when people on the internet, they're thinking that's them in person.
So you gonna rise about that?
No, I've just accepted it. I struggled with it at first. I felt like I could change people's minds. And then, at some point, and I think at one point, I settled in and it was like almost selling into being the villain. And that, I remember me and Drake had a conversation about that because I felt like maybe even so my coverage was starting to change a bit because I would try to show the worst of everyone else and be like, y'all hate me, but hate these niggas too.
They still hate you more.
And he was just like, yo, listen, you don't have to be the villain. And I agree with that over time. So now I accept it. There's a path that I got here with. It's like, you know, and also people already got their minds made up. You know, you can show through actions, but it takes time. So it's like you gotta accept, you know, but trust me, I'm very hated.
Yeah.
I'm very hated. Yeah, let me say this. The amount of times, you know, whether it's like for example, like shit, Meek Mill put my address on online. How many times police just came to my, I was at gunpoint last like a couple weeks ago because they got a false report. I don't know, it could be a troll or a hater, but
is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
better than working a job.
It's not about money.
What is it about?
Because I like to tell people this ain't a job for me. I'm living it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think every aspect of my life is damn near public. I'm living it. And you know, I got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Like there was a point. It was probably like 8-9 years ago. I was just like, you got to realize what comes with this, and you know who you are, and you know how you want to operate, and you're a grown man. And this might come with the left and the right, but just take everything with it. And you know, you don't see me here complaining. This is why I seen recently someone was talking about, like, I think they were getting some hate and they were complaining about. I'm like, I had to. This is part of the gig.
Right.
This is part of the gig.
Right.
You know, for me to be in the position I'm in, I had to be polarizing. When you're polarizing, people ain't gonna be like, oh, he okay.
Right.
Or, nah, he's just whack.
Right.
They're gonna be like, no, I hate this dude.
Right.
You know? Shit, you gonna have people say, man, when I see him, I'm gonna do something to this dude. And, you know, you gotta prepare for all situations, still try to walk with God. Hopefully that at least within yourself, you feel like you're being a decent person and you're not trying to invite the worst circumstances. But other than that, you gotta live life.
Right.
Like we all got different set of cards, right? And I don't necessarily think people are all the way evil. I think there's very few people who are just straight evil. I think people are dealing with the circumstances that they got and trying to make the best of it that they can. And you know, that's me too. Like, trust me, if I could have had this influence and everybody loved me, I look at people who are loved, and I'm like, man, I wonder how it's like to feel that. Like, where it's just everyone's just,
it scares me.
I didn't read my replies for a while. Yeah. On my Twitter,
yeah,
I've been getting hate for so long. My mentions always empty. I can show you my phone right now.
Right.
Because Twitter has deemed that there's so much hate messages coming towards me.
Right.
Yo, when I see you, I'm gonna do this, you F this, but and they block it out. And like I try to take it off. I actually talked to a Twitter rep about it. They said, no, we put it on your account for a while. And honestly protected my peace. Because like for example, I went on a vacation and you wouldn't understand how much the hate manifests, right? Matter of fact, I got stopped at the border because of the hate. People reported me to the cops. So, these people I'm with, they're like, yo, you're trending on Twitter. I had no idea.
Right.
I had no idea. Because after a while, you know, for me, I block it out. You know, I block it out. You gotta learn when to put your phone down, and you gotta learn some emotional intelligence. My first couple years, I used to argue. I used to like really think I could change someone's mind or think it would permanently make me better if you said something about me and I said something to you. Now I only talk back to rappers, but I'm enjoying the sport. We're entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I do try to tell rappers.
Well,
you see, there's an aspect to this where you have to realize that the people don't care about you. They look at you as a tradable and expendable character. You're right. We're at the gravesite of Mo 3. For them, it's plug and play. They don't realize after someone passes, there's a kid probably without a father. There's a sister without a brother. There's a mom without a son.
Right.
And this is why I always try to tell rappers, I'm like, you can be a real dude all you want, but you got to know, you have to color within the lines a little bit of entertainment. Unless it's going to be the thing that you're going to kind of get drunk off the power and the fruits of that labor, because you could get tens, hundreds of millions of dollars from this.
Right.
But if you're not realizing that, hey, listen, this is entertainment.
Right.
Right? Yeah, that guy might have made a song about you or whatever. And you said something that I agree with. You see some of these guys beefing. When one guy died, like I agree with in the Julio Fulio and Young and Ace situation, it's less interesting now to people.
Right. Because when one person died, the other person is just, their career died down.
They didn't have to like each other, but if there was, everybody was not saying Young Ace had anything to do with his death, but if there could have been a shared understanding that, yo, you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. And, you know, shit, I don't know at that point, fans would be like, oh, well, y'all faking it because they want something to happen.
Right.
But the idea is that this is entertainment. You're entertaining people. And it shouldn't end up where somebody's here.
You ain't lying, and two things I want to tell you too. When a couple people die, I know a lot of rappers that die, everybody don't listen to their music. Their music don't go up.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, for Mo3 finna release his 4th album after he passed. And I believe now people can match the story, listen to the lyrics with all the shenanigans and understand he's very, very talented. And the other person who was on the other end, music had went down because it's like you have nothing else to talk about. We was gonna listen to your music because of what y'all was saying to each other. And so out of King Von, Pop Smoke, any rapper that died, Mo3 the only person that keep on coming out with music that's actually selling, that's actually streaming.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think because most of the music I listen to from him, it's, you know, when you rap about current events here and now, when it says, yo, so-and-so got robbed last week, if you die and they drop that song 4 years later,
right.
It's like nobody cares.
Nobody cares, yeah.
But if you're talking about things that last,
yeah,
pain, feelings, emotions,
yeah,
that's always gonna last.
Yeah.
And I think that's where maybe some other rappers, the music is a little bit dated. Like, yeah, it's not gonna hit the same no more.
Right.
It'll hit the same if you were still alive, because you're gonna go on Instagram Live, you're gonna show the chain you took, and then you hear the song like, yeah, I took the chain. Okay, it makes sense. But that's like current event stuff. And I look at media like that too. You're always people wanna know what's going on today, yesterday, what might go on tomorrow.
Right.
But those conversations, it's like a DVR for a surveillance camera. It just rewrites itself.
Right.
Because by next week, we have a new topic and we don't want to talk about last week. There's certain things that are always going to be like ever presence. And that's what you want to get to. You want to get to the shit that lasts.
Nah, but I hope it opened up your mind to the Dallas and the South, because with the, what you got, the LJ, what's the thing, the live stream called?
What?
You got on YouTube, Academic Theater.
King Academics or the Academy?
The Academy.
Yeah.
The Academy is beautiful, because that's the only reason I'm sitting here talking to you today, because throughout the Academy reached out to the South, and I think you haven't been attached to the South. See, it's more here than, you know, New Dallas and, you know, X and, you know, people that I represent, they do it to change their mama's lives, their kids' lives. Man, you didn't come here with no money, to flaunt no money over a person that passed away. And I hope people understand that, you know, throughout this message that you done gave them, that it ain't our responsibility, it ain't your responsibility what happened. It's their responsibility to take accountability of what they do to themselves, how they destroy themselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, I think, you know, I do have one message for the South. I think storytelling. Let me tell you, he who tells the story the best seems the most believable, but also gets the most attention. And it doesn't necessarily have to be beefing.
Right.
Again, the story of Mo3, I'm saddened that I feel like I'm getting it after he passed. Right. And this is where, like, you know, people usually look at labels because again, every person's, their attention is dragged all over the place, but, and maybe it is my outlet, you know, giving a little bit more light to artists here, but once those stories get put out, that's what people attach to.
Go search for the stories.
Well, see, that's another thing. So that's a lot of artists, man. It's a lot of artists. But you're right. You're right. Like, that's the bridge. The bridge is this. There's a lot of interesting stories coming from everywhere. Right. It's just that you got to go get them. And also for the people who are there, you got to try to do a good job to bring it to the platforms that they could, because we're all translators. Right. You're translating your life through music. Right. We're translating your music, your life, and the entertainment aspect to it to fans. Right. Right? Right. And that's kind of how it works. Again, you know, unfortunately, the lowest hanging fruit is violence. The lowest hanging fruit is beef. Right. You know, if a rapper has got 200 views on every song, let him beef with somebody in a city, he's going to have 5,000 views on the next song. And, you know, again, hip hop a contact sport. It's not the place where you just say stuff and
Yeah.
so.
Hey, and I appreciate you though. Is this the first time you came to a rapper gravesite?
Say this.
Hey, I got academics out here in Dallas, and I want him to know, appreciate it. Dallas run, Texas run the rap game right now. All because of academics.
Not 'cause of me.
Let's go.